Is the Yamee Fat Bear 750S e-bike right for you?
Find out in this video. Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz.
And I'm Paul, and these are exciting times to push past fear, build confidence, and live amazing.
And getting an e-bike really helps you live amazing. I mean, they're truly game changers, wouldn't you say?
I think so. I mean, I've been riding an e-bike now for a couple of years, and I just can't imagine life without one now.
They're automatic smile makers. They're just so wonderful. So today we're going to be talking to you about the Yamee Fat Bear 750S.
It's a mouthful.
It is, but you know what? It's like the Swiss Army knife of e-bikes. This bike has so many options. I can't believe it. Everything that you could possibly find in an e-bike, this bike has it. So we have been test riding the Yamee Fat Bear for 2 months. We have ridden it in South Dakota, Moab. It has been in the deserts of Arizona, and now the mountains of Southern California.
The Yamee is the only fat tire folding e-bike that I know of that has full suspension. If you know of one, let me know in the comments. It has a 750 watt geared hub motor in the rear wheel and comes with a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery that gives you 696 watt hours. It has 4-inch tires on 20-inch wheels and comes with fenders, a headlight, kickstand, cargo rack, tail light, and stoplight.
It has cruise control and both pedal assist and throttle. You can adjust a lot of the settings, for example, how much pedal assist you are getting. It's got pretty much everything, and my favorite thing about the bike is the display. I've never seen. So I have an e-bike that I can't see the display, and it's important to know how far you've gone, right?
How much battery you have left.
Right.
Yeah.
And this display is the best one we've ever seen on any e-bike.
It really is. We have 3 other e-bikes to display on this above and beyond the other bikes. So this bike is a 750 watt motor. It peaks at much higher wattage. I've seen 900 watts from the motor a couple of times.
So it's a pretty big motor as far as e-bikes go. Now, if you are shopping for an e-bike, you may not know this, but the battery size is important because that will tell you how far you will go. And then Yamee has some interesting technology. And
it seems to work pretty well. They call it iPass, Intelligent Power Assist System. There are bikes out there with regenerative, usually braking, that it feeds power back when you're braking. This system feeds power back sometimes when you're pedaling, but most often when you're just coasting. They claim 80 to 100 mile range out of a 14.5 amp hour battery, which I think, like every e-bike manufacturer out there, they're pushing that number a little bit. I honestly believe that you could get probably 50 to 60 miles on this bike.
Easily. It is just amazing that we can start out on a trip and be at, what, 62% battery, and go for what? We went like 8 or 10 miles, and we come back and it's like the same battery.
Yeah, you haven't, maybe lost 2% or something. And one of the cool things about an e-bike, and this holds true for any e-bike, getting started from a stop is a lot of work. Unless you just touch the throttle and away you go and you're at 15 miles an hour. So with this bike, in pedal assist 1, you get assistance up to a little over 12 miles an hour, somewhere between 12 and 13 miles an hour. It cuts the assistance, and we're actually feeding power back into the battery. And that's part of the iPass system. And as you can see, the assist level is much higher here. We're getting 272 watts right now. I'll just drop to 224. So on level ground, pedal assist 2, it is almost effortless to do 20 miles an hour. And we're at 21, 22 with almost no effort. 24, 25 miles an hour. In advanced settings, you can adjust things like your speed limit, your upper speed limit, the mode that you want it in. It gives you the option of going between eco, normal, and sport, and a lot of other things.
So who is this bike for?
Well, somebody that wants a folding bike, somebody that wants a bike that can go on pretty much any terrain. It has 20-inch wheels, but the tires are 4 inches wide, which allows you to go pretty much anywhere.
We've taken this bike, we've been on sand, we've been
Yeah.
in the desert with it,
Yep.
we've been on the snow, and there's nothing it can't handle. Now, there is a learning curve because if you're used to riding a standard bike, you're used to the standard wheels, which are what, 26 inches?
26, 28.
So there's a learning curve because the wheels are so much smaller and it feels a little squirrely. Is that what you...
I call it twitchy. You know, a small input causes the bike to react much quicker.
And this is not a knock on the Yamee, it's just the way it is built.
It's characteristic of small wheels, basically.
But you can get used to that and you can compensate for that. And you mentioned the fact that it's foldable and it'll go in a car. Well, I think if you live in an urban area, this is a great e-bike. I think it's a great commuter bike because of the long range.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to jump off and on sidewalks, it'll do that.
Yeah, with a full suspension, it'll absorb quite a bit of impact.
We had this bike in Moab in Utah, and I could see somebody living downtown Utah and having to go out or commute in because you could go off-road on this bike as well as city. And the long range, it makes it perfect for a commuter bike. What are the downsides of this bike?
Well, it doesn't do hills very well without using the throttle. I mean, if you use the throttle, it will sail up the hills. But with pedal assist, unlike our other 3 bikes, the way they tune pedal assist on this bike,
You're going to be working.
You're going to be working. Yeah.
Right. So if you don't mind working up a hill, you're going to be doing it with this bike. You're going to get more of a workout than on a typical e-bike. If this is your first e-bike, you probably won't care. And again, you've got the throttle.
You can always override it with the throttle.
Any other downsides?
It's a little heavy, 70 pounds with the battery in it. All folding bikes are over 60 pounds.
And fat tire bikes tend to be heavier too.
Yeah, I mean the wheels weigh quite a bit by themselves. Yeah, yeah, but it's a great bike if it fits your needs. If you're living in a mostly flat with some minor rolling hills, you'll be fine.
Right, and if you want a bike on the dirt, in the desert, in the sand, on the beach, and even in the snow, this bike will do it for you. So if you're interested in the Fat Bear, you can get $100 off. Just use the coupon code LIZ100. And let us know in the comments any questions you may have about this bike.
Or if you already have a Yamee, I'd love to hear what you think of yours.